This video will show you how to use Adobe Livecycle Designer to make an interactive PDF worksheet. What we are going to do now is to turn a worksheet that's been typed out in Microsoft Word and turn it into an interactive PDF. So what we've got here at the moment is a very typical worksheet that has been done in Microsoft Word 2007. So these sort of worksheets are very typical of primary and high schools. So you've got questions where students have to select the correct answer, questions where students have to select an option out of 4, so a multiple choice question, and questions where students have to type in the correct answer, and questions where students have to select the right boxes in a table. So this is a very typical worksheet of primary school and high school. The first thing we need to do is to turn this Microsoft Word worksheet into an Adobe PDF, which is really easy to do in Microsoft Word 2007. Here is the top menu ribbon of Microsoft Word 2007. You will see a button called Acrobat. So click on this button, and then there will be a Create PDF button in the menu ribbon. So we literally just click on this, and it will ask you where you want to save it. So select the area you want to save it. I'm just going to call it Energy Homework Sheet and select Save. And now Adobe will be changing the Microsoft Word document into an Adobe PDF file. Okay, so here's the output of the Adobe PDF file. I'm just going to shrink the screen so that people can see. Okay, so that's the first step we have to do. We are now going to change the PDF file worksheet into an interactive PDF file worksheet. So what I've done is I've opened Adobe Livecycle Designer, which is part of Adobe Extended Pro. So the first thing we do is we get this welcome screen and we click on New Form. Okay, we are going to import a PDF document we've saved before. So click on Import a PDF document. We just browse for where we saved it. So Energy Homework Sheet, double click on that, click on Next. Now you'll be given two choices. So to either create an interactive form with fixed pages, which means you can't actually edit any of the words you've done before, and to create an interactive form with flowable layout, which means you can edit the text in your previous PDF document. I usually like to have fixed pages because with the flowable layout, it mucks around with the graphics a little bit and you have to muck around to fix it up a bit more. So I'm going to go with fixed pages, click on Next. If you want the kids to email you the worksheet, then keep these boxes checked and type in your return email address. If you want to have a print button so that the kids press a button and print it out, you can also have that as well. Personally, I usually don't do those things. Okay, so I'm going to uncheck those and click Finish. So this is our worksheet now in Adobe Livecycle Designer, and we are now able to put in text boxes, drop-down lists, radio buttons, check boxes, etc. Okay, to make this PDF document interactive. I'm going to work on the first two questions first, which is an activity about the sun and an activity about renewable energy, where students have to select the correct words to complete the sentences. Okay, so I'm going to use a drop-down list to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to insert a drop-down list here to have a choice of missing words. So I click on Insert, click on Standard, and then click on Drop-Down List. This will give me a drop-down list. I'm just going to position it correctly, size it correctly. Okay, now we're sized correctly. What you do now is to right-click and then go to Palettes and go to Object. Okay, so what I'm going to do is click on Field. At the moment, the appearance is a sunken box, which means that, you know, when you actually have the final PDF, it will look like a box with like a shadow border around it. I prefer to have it with none, Okay, so that it just looks like a word filled in over the underline. I'm now going to put in my choices, which is the list items here, where I can enter my options. So if I click on the add button, I can type in the words that the students can select to complete the sentence. So the words I'm going to do are provides, and I press enter. To go to the next word, was providing, press enter, and then providing, press enter, and then provide, and press enter. Now if you want to click this box, which is allow text, custom text entry, it means that the student can choose these 4 words or they can enter their own word. But because I'm going to restrict them to those 4 words, I'm going to uncheck this. Okay, and that's basically it. We'll close it. And if you want to change the font and the size of the font, we right click on the drop down list again, we'll go to palettes and we'll go to font. Okay, so here's our font option box. At the moment my font is in Myriad Pro, but if you go down you can select whatever you want. The size is 10, but once again you can select whichever size you want. You can do bold, italics, underline, strike through, or plain text, or you can change the text color. I usually like to change my text color to a different color for the answer, so I'm going to choose blue for this one. Okay, and then if you go to the paragraph tab, you can see how the words are going to turn out. So at the moment the words are going to be aligned left, and it's going to be aligned in the middle as well. That's for personal preference. I'm going to align the word center and leave this one as align middle. So let's see how our interactive PDF worksheet would turn out just with the first question done. So at the moment I'm in design view, and there's another tab called preview PDF. So if I click on preview PDF, it will show me what it will look like once it is published. So at the moment we've actually just done the drop down list for the first question. So if we read the question out, the sun provides most of our Earth's light and heat, and the kids can then click on this one and click on is it provides, was providing, providing, or provide. Okay, so let's do our second drop down list where it says it's something mainly of gases. So once again we go back to design view, so we click on this, we go up to insert, standard, and then click on drop down list. So just like before, we need to resize it so that it is perfectly on the underline. Click on the drop down list, right click and click on palettes, click on object. Again, I'm going to change the appearance from sunken box to none. And now I'm going to enter my list items, or the words that the students can choose from. So I click on the plus button there, and then the words that I'm going to choose from is was composed, composed, is composed, and composes. I'm going to leave allow custom entry unchecked as well. So now I'm going to close this box and change my font and paragraph. So I'll right click again, go to palettes, go to font, and I'm going to leave it as Myriad Pro, size 10, but I'm going to change the font color to blue. And I'm going to change the paragraph to align center and leave this align middle, and close it. So I'm going to preview my PDF just to make sure everything is okay by clicking on preview PDF. So we've got the sun provides, providing, provide most of our Earth's light and heat, and it was composed, is composed, and composes mainly of gases. So students can now click on whichever they think is the correct word.